Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today I have for you a Darklords updated deck. Now if you saw my pack opening yesterday, you know that I was very lucky and I got 3 banishment in under 4,000 gems, which was pretty insane. I took it as a sign for me to definitely try and play this deck, and it's really strong. The build doesn't change much from how we used to play Darklords. It's just banishment now makes them way more consistent. It lets you run several one-ups that you can easily search thanks to this card. And yeah, the deck is overall much better. We're still using beatdown because it's really easy to swarm the board, and being able to take advantage of all that attack boost to get over your opponent's monsters, or just simply go for game and no TK. It's really good. The core of the deck, it's gonna be your 3 Darklord Eggshell, 3 Banishment. We have 3 Darklord Contact, 3 Sanctify Darklord, and also 3 Nastin. Those are the ones that you want to run 3 of because most of the time you want to open with at least 1 Eggshell. If you don't have Eggshell, you want to open with 1 Banishment. If you don't have Banishment, you want to open with 1 Nastin. Those are 9 cards in the deck. You should be able to open one of those in your starting hand. If not, as long as you have a Sanctified Darklord, most of the time you're going to be able to survive and stop your opponent's plays. So there's really no bad hand with this deck, unless you get extremely unlucky, which will happen from time to time. But yeah, those are the definite 3-ofs. Banishment, what it does, very simple: add 1 Darklord card from your deck to your hand except itself. You can only activate 1 banishment of the Darklords once per turn. But once it hits the grave, if you have a Darklord monster, you can, pay 1,000 life points, shuffle it back into the deck, and activate the effect. So you can search multiple times with banishment as long as you have a monster to activate the effect with. Eggshell, pretty standard. You discard Eggshell and 1 other Darklord card to draw 2 cards. You can only special summon Eggshell once per turn. Same goes for Nastin, and I believe the rest of the cast. Yeah, maybe not Superbia. Superbia you can summon as many times as you want. So Superbia, I was really excited to be able to use in this deck because in previous Darklords you couldn't really run this card. It was too clunky. We don't have trading, so you didn't want it in your hand that much. But now that we can easily search for it with banishment, it's a great one-of. My favorite opening play is using Eggshell with Superbia to draw 2. Special summon Superbia with Darklord Contact. Superbia is going to special summon Eggshell, and what that gives you is it lets you attack if you're going second on your first turn, which means you can special summon the Eggshell and attack. Maybe get rid of a monster, stuff like that. It also gives you tribute fodder for things such as Sanctified, for your Morningstar, or for your Darklord Desire, which I also had to add to the deck as a one-off. I didn't originally have this in the deck until I faced a particular deck. But yeah, we have the Morningstar, 2 tribute monster. You cannot special summon this. When you normal summon this, you get to summon monsters, Darklord monsters from the deck equal to the number, up to the number of effect monster your opponent controls. And once you control another Darklord, he cannot be targeted, which is really good. Nastin, you discard 2 other Darklord cards from your hand to special summon it. Teska, I'm really sad that I can only run 1 Teska, but unfortunately there's no room in the deck. I could replace Amdusk with a second Teska, but I really like what Amdusk does for the deck by being a 1 tribute and just a way to recycle your one-ups from the graveyard if you need to. So the reason why I had to cut the second Teska was so that I could indeed add 1 Darklord Desire. Darklord Desire cannot be special summoned. You can tribute summon this card by tributing 1 fairy type monster. Once per turn you can target 1 monster your opponent controls. This card loses exactly 1000 attack, and if it does, send that target to the graveyard. So I needed the removal. I went up against a deck that had Power of the Guardians, and I literally had no out to Power of the Guardians. I had to deck my opponent out. And that's very dangerous because Power of the Guardian is a really good card, and otherwise you don't have an out to it. So that's why the Desire is here. Very sad to see Teska go because there's There's a lot of Treacherous, there's a lot of Desperado. But I don't know, the deck is working the way it is. We are weak to back row because we don't have any back row removal. You have to just force through it. But it's very easy to regain your board with this deck, you know, once you have your Darklord contact and things like that. So it's not super bad, but if you want to, you can probably, I don't know, throw some Galaxy Cyclones, Hate Through Nades. No Cosmic though, because you don't want to lose the life. But anyway, sorry that was a long deck explanation. I feel like I haven't done this in a while, so gonna be a little slow. If you saw my stream yesterday, you noticed that I was at around 8 wins, and then I used the deck today and then up to 35. Not that that's impressive, but I just wanted to show you guys that I did indeed test this deck a whole lot, even if it is platinum. I ended up with a 9-game winning streak when I stopped. And let's just go ahead and show you some replays. I had the Weevil match where I just had to deck my opponent out with the Power of the Guardians, but unfortunately I saved another replay over it without noticing. Though looking back, it's probably better since that duel was like 38 turns or something like that. Alright, but here we got a Jaden Duel. They're using Grit, so I think it's Metaphys. Oh no, it's Grit 6 Samurai. So 6 Samurai, really easy to play around. You obviously have your banishment that they can negate, but something like this, we know this back row, it's only one or two things. It's World Legacy Clash or what's the other card? Dual Wield. And that's just really easy to play around because of this boy, Darklord Morningstar. We're gonna activate banishment, search a contact. Contact's gonna special summon Ixchel. I'm gonna use Ixchel's effect to send banishment to the deck and draw a card. Well, not draw a card, search for a card. We went to get a Superbia because I always want that in the grave as soon as possible. I'm gonna use Nastin's effect, sending Superbia and Sanctified to the graveyard to special summon it. And here I saw the delay. So I know there's a dual wheel back there, but he didn't activate it, and that was his mistake. Because now that I have Morningstar, I'm gonna special summon another Darklord. And even though I control 2 monsters, he cannot target my Morningstar, therefore he can't use his dual wheel. So all I have to do is go for the beatdown. I forget to activate my Morningstar effect, but it doesn't matter. He has Return to the 6 Samurai. We're gonna get rid of that. And we still don't have to worry about a dual wheel, so. Draws with United, sets another card, we activate beatdown. And that's the game. Yeah, so Morningstar can send cards from your deck to the graveyard equal to the number of Darklord monsters you control, and then you give 500 life for each card. It's a good way to put Sanctified back in the graveyard for you to negate monster effects with. Alright, next we have a Dark Singer. I don't actually remember what replays I ended up saving because I played the deck so much. Alright, so one set should be an easy OTK for us. We're gonna search for Superbia with Banishment, draw into the Darklord contact, and that's exactly what I want. I want to summon Superbia so I can get my Ixchel in attack position. Ixchel is going to search for a Tesca. Just some protection to have, even though we're not gonna need it. Nastin, we're gonna summon by discarding 2 others, and this is where I love Amdusk. Be it a 1 tribute monster, we can just summon on top of that defense position Superbia that's not gonna help us this turn. Activate beatdown and go for game. Arsenal Summoner to search Power to the Guardians. Very lucky that I was able to OTK this man before he used that Power to the Guardians, because I actually didn't have my Desire yet. I was still running the 2 Tesca. And I might go back to it, like I said. I feel like Tesca is a really important card, but Amdusk does so much for the deck, even as a 1-of. You definitely don't want to go 21 cards, in my opinion, because that obviously decreases your chances of drawing into your Banishment, Ixchel, or Nastin. Alright, here we're going to stop this man's rank up. Blue Eyes with 1 set. I was thinking Treacherous right here, but hoping it wasn't. So we're gonna go Eggshell, activate Darklord Contact. So this is the cool thing about the Superbia play, right? If I don't draw into my Darklord Contact, that's okay because we already have a banishment in the graveyard. Now all I have to do is summon the Nastin, activate Nastin's effect to send the banishment back to the deck, search for the Darklord Contact, and I can do the same play. Summon Superbia, special summon Eggshell, still have 3 monsters on the board if I need to. We're gonna activate Eggshell's effect to search a Morningstar. And I'll go ahead and tribute for the Morningstar, because now if he wants to activate Treacherous, he's gonna have to destroy his own Cosmo Brain, and I can protect my Nastin with the Teska. Activate Morningstar's effect, send 2 cards to the grave. It's actually a World Legacy Clash, and that's fine. He stops my attack. I'm just gonna summon the Amdusk here to have another monster. Cosmo Brain's gonna activate, summon a Blue Eyes. I could have negated that at the beginning of his standby phase so that he wasn't able to do that. I was kind of fell asleep at the wheel there, but we're still good. We have the Teska protection. He's gonna target or Lucifer or Morningstar, which is fine. Amdusk is going to negate its own effects, so I can get 18 life. We're gonna normal summon the Nastin, activate Banishment, go for Darklord Contact, and this is just to get 3 monsters on the field so I can beat down over this Blue Eyes, and that's the game. I love Superbia, man. I was really sad when this deck first came out because Superbia was basically useless, and that is no longer the case. You can also start trying out hybrids with you know, other fairy monsters. I haven't tried that yet, but should be fun. Should be fun to do. But it's really good to see that pure Darklords are this strong. Alright, we're gonna go for Banishment, Superbia. My favorite turn 1 play, as I mentioned, Contact. Superbia gives me Eggshell. Activate Beatdown, and let's see what we're playing against. So just a tuner, nothing crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and use Banishment to get a Nastin to the hand. And I have a Sanctified Darklord face down. Activate Banishment. We're gonna see a Treacherous, that's fine. I have Teska in my hand already. So both my monsters are protected. Get a second Sanctified, search for another Teska. As you can see, this is where I was still running the 2. And it felt so good to always have one in hand just to protect my monsters from anything. We're gonna special summon Nastin, activate Beatdown, and get in there for game. Easy. So many people would rage quit at me using Teska on their after they used Treacherous. It was pretty funny. Alright, this is gonna be the last replay. And this one actually features Desire, and after I put it in the deck, most of the duels went this way, which is just an easy OTK. Alright, so we already have Superbia and Banishment, so all we need to do is search for our Eggshell. So pretty threatening feel. We have Umastrix and, you know, a face down. The face down doesn't really matter. It's the Umastrix that matters. Before I had Desire, I would have had to attack into this and lose one of my monsters. Now that I have Desire, much different option. So here we're gonna go Nastin, Banishment. It's gonna search Contact. I also discarded a Banishment with Nastin, so when I summon this Eggshell, I'm gonna be able to activate the effect and search for my Desire. Tribute over the Superbia. We're gonna target the Umastrix, and now we have 3 monsters. Easy OTK. This also works really nice because you're sending to the grave. You're not destroying. So you're not gonna activate Desperados. You're not gonna activate Fumas. Things like that you know would put another monster on the board, keeping you from getting the OTK. But yeah, this is a really fun deck. And if you made it to the video this long, I'm aware that I put Dark Worlds instead of Darklords. That was intentional to bait people into leaving a comment trying to correct me. But yeah, super fun deck. I was really happy that I got the 3 Banishment, and I'm glad that they're this strong. I might try to, I don't know, get King of Games with it. We'll see what Legend looks like. So far I'm still in Platinum. But overall, super fun to play. If you have them, definitely try it out. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. And till next time.